Embedding has been a problem for many video game communities for a long time. Especially last year, when Life got exposed for faking 90% of their viewers, dominating every Twitch category they would go to, and using these fake numbers to get paid more by sponsorships, including ArenaNet that sponsored them back in End of Dragons. And now, this is starting to happen in Guild Wars 2 as well. There are a few big streamers who are taking advantage of Guild Wars 2 fan websites to hide their embedded streams on them and reach the top of the Guild Wars 2 category with fake viewers. And in this video, I will tell you why this is not good for the community, the game, and of course, you. First, what is embedding? Have you seen those little ads on websites on the side of the screen? Well, imagine instead of an advertisement, it's someone else's stream, and it counts you as a viewer. Some streamers who happen to own websites embed their own streams or others on high traffic pages in order to artificially inflate their viewer counts. Of course, you can't control this. As long as you're on the website, the embedded stream will be playing itself muted and sometimes hidden from view, counting you as a viewer. You might not even realize it's there, using your browser's resources, data, and identity as a live stream viewer to boost their stream. Why is embedding bad for you? First of all, it's using your bandwidth without your consent. A website to use information about a video game is way less intensive in terms of bandwidth than a permanent video playing itself. And of course, you could just pause it, but they keep it hidden and muted so you never know it was there in the first place, unless you're actively searching for it. You might just say, hey, I'm just gonna leave this tab open and check this guy later, and the stream will still be playing and eating your bandwidth. In order to know how much data you actually lose, I went into my task manager, I opened the website with the embed in Microsoft Edge where I have no extensions and nothing else, and then I shared my phone internet with the actual computer, making me be able to tell how much I would lose from just sharing that internet to the computer, and also how much data I was using every second while being in that website. I ended up losing 600 megabytes in 10 minutes by just sitting in the website doing nothing. And of course, I didn't even scroll down. I just left it there in the top, and of course the stream was continuously going. If you want the entire experiment, I'll leave it in the description down below just so you can check it out. Some ISPs actually have restrictions on how much data you can consume a month. After certain thresholds of data used, your internet will become way slower. Same thing goes for mobile, and if this is your situation, visiting these websites can severely affect you. I think it's very disrespectful to try and trick your viewers to come to check your website, not only by automatically starting the stream without them clicking on it, but also by hiding their stream on the bottom of the page so you can't see it or pause it. They're purposely hiding it so you don't know and get your views without your consent. At least, it would be nice if it was on the top of the page and it doesn't automatically start playing itself. Instead, you click on it to start a stream. But of course, no website that embeds will do this because they know they wouldn't get your views if they did that. How does this affect the community? Guild Wars 2 is not a big game in terms of viewership on Twitch. The category only has around 1 to 2k viewers most of the time, unless there are drops, of course. Because of this, anyone with multiple hundreds of viewers will get to the top of the category instantly. Of course, the higher you are in the category, the easier it is to gain viewers. Twitch will recommend your stream more, and people correlate higher viewership with a better, more fun stream, especially new players. Having the possibility of a bad streamer being in the top of the category cannibalizing the viewers that could go to better streamers that have lower viewership than them is not good for the category. This means that for new streamers that are trying to get recognized, it's way harder to get discovered even if their streams are good quality and fun, because the streams with more viewers look way more attractive, even if most of the viewers are not actually watching. A person with an embed but not an interesting stream can trump anyone without the embed and a good stream. This means that the people that see their efforts being trumped by this type of streamers might think, well, if they do this, I guess I should do it too. And then eventually we'll just have every streamer embedding or viewbotting and being popular just because they have fake views. And I don't think this is a positive thing. Which sites are being embedded in Guild Wars 2? Now that we have established that embedding is indeed a negative for everyone, but the person who is doing it, let's talk about what happens in Guild Wars 2, where this happens. Now, the biggest website that actually embeds is Guildgen. The website has a lot of Guild Wars 2 build guides, mainly done by former arena partner Valon. So here we have, of course, the website Guildgen. You can see here there are the builds, there are the everything about Guild Wars and other articles and stuff. And honestly, they also have something like other games like Wuthering Waves and guides for that. And at any of these pages, you're gonna see that you're gonna have both Valon and Mucklock's streams on the bottom playing at all times. Even when they're not streaming, it'll just say that it's offline, but it'll be right here. And you can even go for something like Wuthering Waves, like there's nothing to do with Guild Wars 2, and you're gonna see that they're still on the bottom as well, right here. So obviously this is gonna give them, because they have a lot of traffic in this website, this is gonna give them a lot of viewers. Mucklock also has this on his actual website. It's a bit better because at least this one is not hidden. This one is not only muted, but completely hidden in the bottom. Like there's no way that you would ever find this unless you're really trying to explore the entire website, even to the absolute bottom, right? And you can see that also it's auto-stopped and muted. Both of the streamers' viewerships are getting insanely boosted by this. Now, there are other streamers who do indeed embed or view it in the category, but it's very hard to tell which one it is, and they're not really that impactful. Not to use this as an excuse though. But with these other two, it is very easy to see where the viewers come from. It's obviously from Guildgen's website. So in order to know how much actual real viewers these people have, we have this little extension called Stream Charts. This one will essentially calculate with the Twitch API how many people are actually logged in inside of any stream, right? And of course, whenever you are inside of the actual website in Guildgen, you actually won't count as a viewer in the chat. Therefore, of course, this can be tracked and, you know, with the API, and therefore you can actually get the percentage. Right? Otherwise, it would not actually be possible if there was no difference between a viewer from just watching the stream here and a viewer from watching the stream or being in the website watching the stream passively. So if you are logged in into an account in Twitch and you are in this chat in this stream, you'll appear as one of the percentage, right? So in this case, in this person, 84% of people are actually unique authorized viewers that are logged in. Now, of course, not everyone's gonna have a number that is like perfect, right? Of course, there's gonna be some people that are actually not logged in. Sometimes, for example, this one has 119%. This means that this person has been rated or something along those lines. And of course, we have other ones that you see that certain percentages are lower because of, you know, embedding, for example, or view botting or so on and so on. Now, the threshold is 80 to 100% is pretty okay. Something lower than 80% starts getting a bit suspicious, but still okay. But something like 31%, like what Muggles has, obviously means that we have a big problem. So it's just like essentially 70% of their viewers are actually coming from embedding. Probably, maybe, let's say 60%, just for the sake of argument, just because there might be some margin of error. And you can see here the same thing from Valon. You can actually probably calculate the numbers should be very, very similar in terms of the amount of people that are going from the embed because they're coming from the same site. Although that is true that Mucklock does have another one from his side, so he might actually have more embedding than Valon. 528 in this case times 31.7 divided by 100. So we know that he has actually 167 viewers compared to the 528 that show here. And for Valon here, we have 441 times 33% divided by 100, we get 145. So if we actually cut this down, we subtract it, right? 528 viewers minus the 167. 360 viewers are coming from the embed from Mucklock, and from Valon, it'll be 295. So very, very similar numbers because they actually use the same website. But of course, Mucklock has more because he actually has embed inside of his website as well, not only Guildgen. Now, the big thing about this, and you can see it right here, is that, well, if you go into Total Warhammer 3, which is the game that Mucklock is playing, he's on the top of the category. No one is even close to him, even though he would have actually 160 or so viewers. So you have very close to the number one here, person that is actually streaming the game, and he's from this community, I'm guessing. He actually has way more, and of course this is gonna make it so the actual stream will be recommended way more. So here we can see the Final Fantasy XIV online category. You can see a lot of people streaming with good amounts of viewers, of course, and most of them are actually doing pretty well. They have correct numbers, over 80%, or sometimes even more because they get rated or stuff like this. But actually there's another person embedding. You can see there 55% is very suspicious. It's most likely some sort of embedding or view botting. And of course you have Valorant with 20% of their viewers actually being real. 305 total viewers, so that's 305 times 20 divided by 100%. That is 61 viewers total. Now, this seems an okay number, but if he actually wasn't embedding, he would not be in number 3. He would not be even close. He would be around, with 61 viewers, oh my god, it would be like around here. You wouldn't even be able to see the stream on the bottom, right? Which I think is very bad. You actually go to the recommended tab in this. I went into Microsoft Edge, so my streams that I actually use and watch don't get me a better chance of getting banned, of course, and also not by not logging in, we're gonna see where would Twitch recommend me, and of course it's still a number 3, which I think is very not good, right? Any of these people here could actually be recommended more than his stream, and instead, because of the amount of viewers they has, of course, is at the top. And I think that really sucks, because at the end of the day, someone that comes into their category and just steal all the viewers and becomes the top 3 of the entire category just because they have people, they have embeds in their website, I think is very unfair. A lot of people here are actually streaming fairly with their actual viewers, and they have less viewership. They have less possibilities of people actually clicking on their stream. Instead, more people are gonna click to this one. And of course, also by the fact that they have not 305 viewers, they have the top 3 of the actual entire category. Of course, this means that there's more likely that people are gonna watch the stream. So actually, their real viewers could even go down. It could be way less than 61, but just because of the fact that they are top 3, right now, people are clicking on this more because they think it's a better stream, more popular. This next clip is from another day where Valorant is actually streaming Guild Wars 2. You're gonna see that Valorant, of course, is one of the top right now, and it's actually being recommended as well for me a lot, right? Which honestly should be more along the lines of like the stream of Grimjack or something like that, right? Which is a big difference. Regardless, the embed shouldn't be automatically playing and muted. It should ask you at the very least whether you want to watch it or not. And even if it did in Moxo's website, he's still being embedded by Giljan, and he's in some ways endorsing this practice. This affects not only the Guild Wars 2 category, but also other ones. And of course, when they move to another game with this kind of viewership, they will completely dominate most of the categories they move to, especially when these games are very small. Many websites on Guild Wars 2 could do this. Snowcross, Meta Battle, Guild Wars 2 Efficiency, Fast, the Wiki, and even Hearthstone all could benefit from embedding streamers on their website. The Hearthstone website, for example, does this very ethically. As you can see here in the website, you have streams that you can click on, but they're not playing. You can just click on it and it will lead you to the actual stream so you can watch it, be part of the chat, and of course, the community as well. This was actually discussed back in the day when we were making Hearthstone. We knew that we could have just embedded any Hearthstone member in here, giving hundreds of viewers to them, making the whole organization more popular, and of course the creators in there, especially when the website was way more popular, but we chose not to because we knew that it was not good for the community and unfair for the rest of the streamers. There is no reason why these websites that embed on Guild Wars 2 could not inform the viewer that there is a stream in the website and ask them for permission. Now, to be fair, I don't think the people who are actually embedding in Guild Wars 2 are not interesting. I think they're pretty interesting and fun, which is why it's so surprising they choose to do this in the first place. Their streams will grow regardless of them doing this, and sacrificing their integrity and the future of the category for a bunch of viewers is not the right choice in my opinion. This is without even considering how bad this could look for an Arena partner to be doing this, especially linking their stream and content that Arena endorses with essentially fake viewers. Now, I will say, I don't think the creators that Embed are completely at fault here. Abusing a system for your own benefit is kinda what is expected in this world, sadly. And at the end of the day, it is Twitch's responsibility for allowing embeds being a thing in the first place. But everyone that does it is still contributing to the problem, and 90% of streamers in Guild Wars 2 community do not do this, even if they could. And these streamers, the ones that are not abusing the system and the viewers, are the only ones being affected. Of course, this has happened before in other games. The biggest example is Extra Life. They were getting tens of thousands of viewers every day because they have a very big website that covers multiple games. They would move to the other game categories and become the biggest streamer when funneling all the potential viewers into themselves, even though 90% of them were fake. And they used this viewership to get sponsored by multiple games for huge sums of money, even though most of them were fake. ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2 was actually affected by this. ArenaNet sponsored Extra Life to stream and the Dragons, and of course, because they had so many viewers, this could not have been cheap. But those viewers were not indeed real, and the money was most likely not worth the investment. The only reason this stopped was because bigger streamers started calling it out until the Twitch CEO made a specific ban towards Extra Life, and then they removed the embeds. But they have not banned the entire practice, for some reason. As a community, we have agreed upon embeds being bad. Why should we accept it here? When the websites in Guild Wars 2 do the exact same scummy practices. Arguments in favor of embedding. First of all, I want to say, I don't hate any of these streamers. I watched Muckluck a lot when I started the game, same as Bone, trying to get some builds, and of course guides from Muckluck. I watched them a lot, and I really do like them as content creators. Well, until Balon got the partner for reasons. For very specific reasons. But let's try and devil's advocate in favor of embedding. Is there anything good about this? One of the biggest arguments I've seen about this being okay is the fact that, well, if they created their website, they deserve some sort of compensation, right? What's wrong with wanting to get paid with viewers by doing this? Well, just because you put effort into something without getting paid by your own free will, by the way, we saw this back in the day with the fast drama, does not mean you can do something scummy to get compensated for it. Imagine if I went to a random house and cleaned the house windows, then I knock at the door and demand money for my service. That doesn't make any sense. You did it by your own will. You did the website by your own will, and we can support you, of course, but you can't take that away from us. Well, Darren's, every other category does it too. It is true, Guild Wars 2 does not have that much viewership on Twitch, and this makes the game look very dead to most people. So wouldn't it be better if we bring more viewership to the category, considering every other game does it too? First of all, communities in gaming do not like embedding after the Extra Life drama. Some people still do it, but if they know, they will be called out for it. Gaming communities do not accept this as something that is good for the community, and when they see it, they call it out. Also, this embed does not give thousands of viewers. It gives like 100 to 200, maybe 300. So it only affects Guild Wars 2 streamers that do not embed, and doesn't really make Guild Wars 2 a competitive category in other games. In order for me to find Guild Wars 2, I'm gonna have to scroll a long time here. And even though here it actually is, if we get 200 more viewers out of embedding, it's not really gonna make us go into the top of the category. It's gonna be around here, and that's about it. Everything here on the top will be ahead of us. So I don't think this is a very good argument. Now, this could obviously change if everyone in the community started embedding. We would get a lot more viewership and maybe could get to the top levels of Twitch category if everyone in the community started embedding. But honestly, I don't want to have a category full of fake viewers. It would be terrible for the reputation of Guild Wars 2 as a game and as a community. Man, New World's biggest creator got called out for doing this. And, well, I don't think anyone considers New World an actual relevant game anymore, do we? And of course, that didn't help New World's reputation about being a dead game and irrelevant at all. Well, what about drops? What is the difference between embeds and drops? They also inflate the viewership massively. Honestly, I agree. Drops are cringe, and there are multiple other games where they have permanent drops just to inflate the game's viewership. As you can see, everyone here have drops. Every stream here has them, And if you go to drops in the Twitch dashboard, you're gonna see that Albion has drops for every day. September 15, September 16, September 17, September 18, September 19th, and you just keep going forever. The same thing goes for Black Desert. You can see September 18th, September 19th, 20th, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and just continuously go until the end of the month. And of course, as soon as the month is ending, they're gonna do it again, they're gonna get drops again, essentially force the people that are actually watching here, they actually play the game, to watch streams and not really interact with the streamers at all, and just artificially make the whole category more popular, quote unquote, even though these are essentially not real viewers. The big difference though is whenever someone wants drops, they're deciding to watch the stream. They're not getting tricked into having the stream playing in a small muted window. They are still fake viewers and make categories that shouldn't have as much viewers have a lot of them and go higher in the category, but well, at least they're not tricking you into doing it. But honestly, it should also go. Drops only affect the community. Embeds affect the community and the individual in a negative way. Conclusion. Well, what can we do? I want to reiterate, I don't hate any of the streamers, but I do think people should know this is happening and make their own minds about what they believe and what they think. That being said, I do think they shouldn't be embedding in this way, and they should be doing it instead in an ethical way. We already talked about how Hearthstone does it, but Mobalyptic does a very similar thing, and they have an insane amount of different games that they actually cover. I was here checking a build for Deadlock, a very good game, and look at that. There's an embed that is paused, and you can just click on it if you want to watch. Isn't that crazy, guys? What a concept to be able to choose to watch an embed stream. I don't know how they're doing it. The only way this ever changes is if we as a community call it out and let everyone that tries to embed it know that we do not accept this. I don't want to be in a place where everyone in the category is embedding from different websites because nobody tried to stop this when it started. If this ends up being the case, trying to start a stream channel on this category will be insanely difficult, as you will not have the same possibilities as embedders who are already established in the community. The only reason I was able to do this is because I was able to compete with other similar sized streamers by doing community events. If every one of these people would have been embedding, maybe I wouldn't be here. The worst part is that both of these streamers make very good content, and I see no reason why they need to embed to get popular. People will watch them regardless. The only thing they're accomplishing is making their reputation worse by engaging in these bad practices. And I get that they want to get as much as they can to get popular, but I don't think this is the way to do it. I really hope this does not continue to grow and more people do it. But I will also say that if that comes to pass, I'm not gonna judge the people that just want to compete with what everyone else is doing. At the end of the day, if everyone else is doing it, you're just hurting yourself by not taking advantage of it. But I don't think most people actually do this, not in Guild Wars 2 and not in the whole of Twitch. I don't want to be in a situation eventually where I have to choose between what is right, the community, and what is good for me as a streamer. Tell me what you guys think about this. And of course, try and be civil. Don't hate on anyone, not even the streamers that we called out. It's fine, we're just having a conversation. And that before, I don't hate them or anything, but I do think this is bad. But you guys can tell me if you think I'm wrong. See you guys.